question
for you is,
how come every time one of my dog's excited, he pees?
I have a question, Talk to Pop.
Hi, and welcome back to another great episode of Talk to the Paw Pet Show. We have a lot of great topics to talk to you guys tonight about, but we want to start off by saying thank you so much to Pet Haven Rescue for taking in Jessie, who was our featured pet of the week last episode. She actually found a home within 30 days, and she's got a great home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessie actually went to a
good.
home that
Okay.
was a handicapped child, and they needed a pet that could take a lot of stuff, you know, poking and pulling.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is.
Yeah,
kids
it can
jumping
be
on-
rough.
I mean,
They
some
can be
dogs
rough.
can really get
Yeah.
really
So
agitated.
just a really mild, even, and that's what she was.
She was a
She was
sweet
just
dog.
such a sweet dog.
She's a sweet
Jessie
dog,
was
so.
a great
It's nice to
dog.
know.
So
Happy ending.
we want everybody to watch our show because at the end of the show, we're going to do another great adoption at the very end, and
Yeah, another
we're going to
one.
bring out a couple dogs.
Fantastic. Hopefully we can make a good match again. We did
Yeah.
good, guys.
Find him a home.
Good stuff.
I'm at home.
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging.
So today we want to talk a little bit about passing laws and how you can do it in your community. And the whole
Be
thing
active.
is there's so many things going on in the world with animal issues such as abuse and killing and
Yeah.
you know, I think if people got more involved on making stricter laws, maybe it would be less abuse for some of these animals.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course it would.
There's
course there would.
definitely a lot of really great people out there trying to fight for really great causes, and I know.
And the numbers are
tonight you guys
growing
are
with the
covering-
internet
yeah.
and with shows like this. The numbers are
Definitely.
growing. More
Just
and more
making
people are
people
becoming
more aware.
active in this.
And yes, I did go on an interview this week, and
Okay.
I
It
interviewed
was a good one.
Renee Varela. He's a veterinarian in Royal Palm Beach,
Mm-hmm.
also the mayor of Lake Worth. And
Very active
I interviewed
individual.
him along with Alyssa Pearl with Thomas and Pearl Associates.
Yeah, she's an attorney.
And she's very active in the animal world, and she has been trying to pass laws with this one town for about a year.
Okay.
And what she did is she created an agenda, proposed it to them, and it was heard, and they passed it. So no pet stores
is
can
so
open up in the
exciting.
town of Lake Worth
Yeah,
that sell
that was
puppy mill
impressive.
dogs. So
It was exciting. It was very emotional being there too.
it was very emotional.
It was
So
very
let's
powerful.
check out our
It was
interview
really cool.
with Dr. Varela,
Yeah.
the mayor of Lake Worth, and Alyssa Pearl.
Alyssa, not only are you an attorney, but you want to better the welfare for animal rights. So what I'd like to know is, how did you get involved in what you're doing right now in changing and passing ordinances in different towns?
Sure. About 11 years ago, when I graduated from law school, I decided at that point, I had spent basically my entire life up to that point rescuing animals on the street, and I wanted to devote part of my practice to animal welfare. So whether it was a contract for Animal Planet or different animal rescue organizations that I worked with, I started off that way.
Right.
And then I got a call. There was a group of people throughout the country that wanted to try to get Lolita retired. And Lolita is the orca that is at Miami Seaquarium. So I started working with them for about a year. When it was apparent that nothing was going to change on that front, I just started pushing myself more into puppy mills, just things like that. And I approached Mayor of Lake Worth, Mayor Renee Varela, and who I knew was a veterinarian and a huge supporter for animals.
So basically right now you're just focusing on puppy mills. Is that your goal, to pass laws and change different ordinances just strictly on puppy mills? Because there's such a big outlook on different animals and you can always change something, but you're focused on just puppy mills, I understand.
Well, for right now, puppy mills, because I'm seeing what it's actually doing to our county. And I see in terms of tax dollars spent at our animal care and control, overpopulation, and all these animals that are being put to sleep. So that is a huge problem in our county that needs to be corrected. So we're taking baby steps little by little.
Okay, now you focused on the town of Lake Worth.
Right.
Now, I'm assuming you focus on Lake Worth right now because basically there's no pet stores in this town, and you thought it might be a little easier to pass something small here before you go big?
Well, Lake Worth is known as a compassionate city, a very, very dog-friendly city. I happen to know the mayor, Renee Varela, who he is known as a very skilled veterinarian. He's also the mayor. So I approached him about it, thinking that this is something he might be interested in, and he was gung-ho from the beginning. And he worked diligently to make sure that it went through the proper channels and everything was done and all the, T's were crossed and I's were dotted, and then finally it got to first reading and then second reading, and it passed unanimously in the city.
Can you explain to me exactly what is on that ordinance so people can understand what you put together, so maybe other cities and towns can make a difference too?
Sure. Well, the ordinance is bits and pieces from other ordinances that exist. There's about 4 other cities in the country that have such an ordinance. I think it is West Hollywood in California, Lake Tahoe, New Mexico, and I think there's 1 or 2 other ones. And what we did basically was, this ordinance is a ban on the sale of dogs and cats in pet stores, with the exception of if it's a licensed breeder, if it is from a registered 501c3 animal rescue organization, or
Right.
animal care and control, or any other kind of city or governmental municipal shelter.
So if people, see that something has started, now you're in Palm Beach County, if they see one town starting, do you think it's going to be easier for you to go down the line and try to pass it in different other cities?
I'm hopeful.
It's a start.
I think it's a start. I'm hopeful that it'll be easier. I think that every city has its own little ways of doing things. Lake Worth in particular, from my point of view, because it was so animal friendly and because it's so compassionate, and people really understand what a puppy mill is there, it was much easier than if I were to take it to another city, for example, maybe Boca, where the people there love to have their little toy dogs. So it just depends on the city.
So you're going to continue going with what you're doing?
Absolutely. Nothing is stopping me.
Now we're going to go interview Dr. Varela, who's also the mayor of Lake Worth. Thank you, Dr. Varela. We really appreciate you coming here and taking the time out of your day to educate others on what you've done for your city. So tell me, was it really hard to get the rest of the group with you to kind of approve this ordinance that you've passed?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for even doing this show and shows like this to inform the public about what's possible and about all the people who really do care about animals out there. The thing that's amazing is you'll hear politicians talk about how difficult something like this is to pass anywhere else. In our city, it was quite the opposite. It starts off with having people who care. And
Right.
we have a city full of folks who care about animals. And it turns out we have a commission that cares a lot about people and animals too. So it was just a matter of discussing the issues, the pet overpopulation problem, the fact that by not doing something like this, we're encouraging overpopulation, also the throwing away of animals. And when we
Right.
laid down those issues, this was the easiest thing to pass. It's something so simple to pass, means so much to so many people and so many animals. It just became, honestly, the easiest thing I've done in the last year and a half.
That's great. I mean, you guys were the first in Palm Beach County, actually in the state of Florida. You were the first city to make this change. And I think other cities should learn by this, and other towns. Do you want Do you want more changes to happen? I mean, do you think eventually Palm Beach County is going to change their ways with puppy mills and pet stores?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, there's the advocate side of me that wants everything to happen yesterday. And
Right.
I know most people out there want everything to absolutely change. But the mayor part of me knows that it's going to take a while. And this is an important first step. It isn't just the first in the state of Florida, it's the first on the East Coast of the United States. So a whole half of this country is experiencing this type of law for the first time. And we're getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of interest.
That's what I was going to ask
Yeah.
you. What is your feedback in your city after this happened?
Amazingly, you know, on the best day for the best ordinance that we have here, maybe we get 1 or 2 calls. I've gotten quite a few emails of
Wow.
encouragement, quite a few calls, and we're also getting requests from our clerk for folks who want to get a copy of this ordinance. So there are representatives from other cities paying attention, and they want to figure out how this would fit in their community.
Now, you do have a pet store in your city. Now, you're Eastern Lake Worth, not Western Lake Worth, correct?
We are the city of Lake Worth. Anything that's west, most everything that's west of 95 is not incorporated Lake Worth.
Okay, so anything going west,
Yeah.
that nothing has changed for them, but
Right.
east here. Now, you do have a pet store east of here,
Yeah.
Paulsley Avenue,
That's
and they
right.
do not sell puppies.
That's right.
And they're for rescues, right?
Yep, they don't sell any animals, really. What they've done is they've become a clearinghouse for folks who care about animals within the community. Quite frankly, it was Caroline Clore who set the tone for almost everybody in this community. She helps a lot with cat rescue. She coordinates cat
Wow.
rescue activities within the community. And she also really informs the public on the proper care and maintenance of dogs and cats, and sometimes some other types of odd animals out there.
So financially or tax dollar wise, how is it going to affect people's pockets?
Well, immediately, we probably won't notice much of a change, but
Right.
the goal is, at least in the county, to decrease the amount of animals that wind up in animal care and control, to be housed, and unfortunately, in some cases, to be euthanized. I worked, many years ago before I decided to become a veterinarian, I worked at the Humane Society of Broward County. And at that point, they were the largest euthanizers of animals on the eastern seaboard. It was a horrible thing to experience. And literally, it was people just throwing away animals that they were done with.
So you're just not a mayor, you are a veterinarian
That's right.
that sees everything that goes on in the animal world, and
That's
including euthanization, how many unwanted animals that we do have. So for you to approve this, do you know how incredible that is? I mean, we wish more mayors in Palm Beach County and throughout the states make this change, because I think it's going to be a big turnaround for these puppy mills.
Right.
And I think even for the people who don't have pets, their pockets aren't just going to be hit as hard right now, because I know in Palm Beach County we're euthanizing 300 dogs a week in our local shelters, and that's including cats.
That's right. That's right. One of the goals, I decided to run for mayor not because I like to see my name on a sign or to be on TV or any of that sort of thing. I did it in order to serve the public and serve the greater good. And when you have that capacity or that desire, you start to make the seemingly impossible possible. I've been used as a channel to be able to do really good things. And having good friends like Alyssa bring ideas forward to me that she kind of knew. She fibs a little bit. She says she didn't know if I'd like it or not. She kind of knew that I really would be keen on this. Having friends like that, friends who believe in environmental awareness, animal rights, animal welfare, lots of issues, they bring these things up. I'm just a veterinarian. I'm not an attorney. I don't know how to write these beautiful pieces of legislation, but I sure know how to make them become reality.
So together, you guys did something
right.
incredible.
It's teamwork. It's
Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate the interview.
Okay, thank you.
That was an incredible interview. There was so much covered, and by watching this show, there's so much that you're going to learn there out in the audience. So tell us a little bit more about what happened.
I mean, I think that veterinarian's incredible. How many veterinarians are a mayor in a town and who love animals?
As dedicated as he is.
Right?
That
Yeah.
you could see. That you
I
could
mean, you
see.
saw
He was
the
very-
people that showed up to pass
Oh, yeah.
this ordinance.
What's so incredible to me is that, you know, what you're seeing here is people who see something that's wrong, that there's an injustice being done, and they make a change. They group together and they actually made a difference. And other people in other cities can
Yeah.
do the same thing.
You know something, just on, kind of on what you touched on there, what was amazing was we were able to see beforehand, before we went up for that particular piece, what was going to happen with the animals. We saw other people discussing other issues. You know how many showed up there? You see how the whole courtroom was empty.
Yeah.
There was one person scattered
Oh,
here
yeah, it was all
discussing
for the
this
animals.
this
All
ordinance
for the
about
animals.
parking
All
and
for the
this.
animals.
As soon as it became about the animals, the whole courtroom flooded in. Even the back row was all
Well,
standing.
Alyssa did say in the interview, the reason why she focused on the town of Lake Worth, for one, you got to start where there are no pet stores because you don't want to
Yep.
fight them.
Yeah, it would be a battle.
So if there are no pet stores now, they're not going to open in that town because
Yeah.
now
Right. Beat 'em
it's
to the
passed.
punch.
Correct. And for two, other cities and counties are going to learn by this.
Absolutely.
They're going to want to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as for this mayor, he's leaving actually. He's not going to be a mayor anymore in Lake Worth, which we're
Wow.
very
This
sad
is his
about.
last term?
Yeah, yes, and he's
I didn't
moving to
know
another
that.
state,
Okay.
so I told him he needed to become a mayor in another state so
Yeah.
he can pass
So we can
this.
do it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, there's four other towns, including California, I guess Western Hollywood.
Yeah, we became the
that
fifth.
started this, and now we are the first town in the state of Florida to pass this. So hopefully,
And soon to be the first state to have two, possibly, correct?
hopefully,
Hopefully.
And Alyssa
Okay.
is doing this
We're
herself, so
hoping.
she's pushing.
Keep your fingers crossed,
That
everybody.
is
Yeah,
fantastic.
Alyssa's pushing this really hard.
So if we put our minds to
Be
it,
the first state.
we can accomplish some really exciting
And I think this
stuff.
show's going to
It's
be
very
incredible
cool,
for
yeah.
all you guys to learn how you can make a difference.
Yeah.
If you see that you need to make changes in your town or your city and you need help and want to do that, you can go to info@talktothepaw.tv and throw us your questions and we can answer them on what route you need to take.
Yeah, absolutely. If
definitely.
there's important issues in your community, please go there and we're willing to discuss it.
Hi, Talk to the Paw. My name's Anna. I'm 9 years old and I'm from Lake Worth, Florida. I have a dog named Dewey and he is so cute. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you a question. Why does my dog keep peeing in the house even though I let him outside?
Hey Anna, that was a great question, but it's not that simple. There could be a lot of little factors determining why your dog is going to the bathroom in the house, even though you take him out. The first one could be, is he a puppy? Is he young and possibly they have small bladders, they're weak, they don't have full control, and it doesn't matter whether they're inside or out, they're going to go to the bathroom. Another one would be, are you consistent about your training regimen? Are you taking him outside and continually watching him where he goes and then praising him? It's very important. Make sure you praise the dog, pet him, congratulate him as he comes in, and it's going to be actually exciting for the dog. Another thing is crate training. When you're not able to be continually around the dog, when he's inside your house, you may want to think about using a crate. This will allow you to do things around the house, cleaning, whatever you're going to do, and keep him kind of close and secluded. He's not going to go to the bathroom in small confined quarters. And lastly, maybe he's a male dog. If he's been newly neutered, then he's going to maybe have some issues of still marking his territory. So that's another thing.
Hi, Talk to the Paw. My name's Ian. I'm 9 years old, and I live in Boynton Beach, Florida. My question is, why does my dog always, I'm saying always, lick and smell other dogs' butts?
That is an excellent question, Ian. There's actually a very good explanation. The reason is because all dogs have anal glands. Anal glands are located at the rear of the dog. That's why you notice they're smelling each other's bottoms. And the reason that they're smelling each other's bottoms is because these anal glands hold a unique scent. And these unique scents, this is what they use to identify one another. Instead of saying, hi, I'm Joe, I'm Jack, they actually use this to decipher who is who. And that is why you notice your dog sniffing other dogs' butts.
Hi, Talk to the Paw. My name is Raquel. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm 13 years old. My dogs always get hot spots. Why does that happen?
Raquel, that was a very common question that a lot of people ask. Florida and California are big, high allergy states. And what that means is a lot of dogs have reactions through the skin, itching, scratching, and hot spots. Hot spots are usually caused by when the dog's really hot outside, the pollen is breaking out maybe that time of the year. Pollen is something from a plant that makes the animal react, and they start scratching on one particular spot, and then it gets raw and bloody, and sometimes the dog needs antibiotic. If it gets to that point, then you must take your dog to the vet. If your dog has a mild hot spot, which just is kind of like a small quarter-sized sore, you can take a black tea bag, dip it into hot water like you're going to make a cup of tea, squeeze out a little bit of the water, and when you start seeing the brown come out of the tea bag a little bit, take that tea bag and squeeze it on the dog's area. But first I would take and shave that area if it's really raw. Shave it where the tea bag can get, right into the skin. You're going to see a difference within 24 hours. After that, once it starts clearing up, you'll start to see the hair grow back, and then off you go with a beautiful dog. Right now, we're going to check out the lost and found reports in Palm Beach County, and Jessica's going to handle that.
Yes, we have several different lost and found pets today.
Do that one first.
Oh, the first one we're going to talk about is a brown Chihuahua in Northwood area. If you can call, then they would be very excited about having their puppy back. The best number to reach them is 561-667-2519. And again, that is a brown Chihuahua.
Now, these are all in Palm Beach County.
Yeah, poor thing.
They're fairly local.
The next one is a lost beagle, and it's on medication, so it is imperative that it gets back to its owners. They are offering a reward, so that is incentive. Tell your friends and neighbors, lost beagle, there is a reward. And this is in Palm Beach County, again, near Bay Winds. The best number to reach them is 561-383-7989. Again, 561-383-7989. We really hope we can get these pets back with their owners. And if you guys lose your pets, please feel free again to email us.
We've got some breaking news today, as a video was sent to us anonymously, and it's very graphic and graphic by nature, and parents, you may not want to let your children watch this, and Jessica and Dan have not seen this yet. So, and I've already seen it and I've cried already, but you guys, it's gonna kill you. I know it is. So we're gonna switch on to this video and be aware.
Mentira, عشان ما يجريش.
Jesus, it's still alive.
Oh, that was absolutely horrible. Wow. Unbelievable. And what's being done about this?
They got the kid.
Yeah.
My aunt was able to.
How did they find out who did this?
They did. They were doing this every week.
Every week?
Every week they were throwing these dogs off the 5-story buildings alive because they wanted to.
Poor thing didn't.
These are
actually
18,
survive.
20-year-old kids who obviously are very angry in their life, depressed maybe, and I think hurting others is making them feel good. There's obviously problems and need therapy, but they got the 3 kids.
I got
My
therapy.
aunt was
I could
able,
do the same for them.
Yeah, right. Was able to
no
film
problem.
them on camera.
Oh, she
and-
caught them doing
Yes,
this?
she did, and now they're all being charged. But this is another thing: is talking about laws. We, as the people, need to fight more to make better laws for these animals.
Absolutely.
The animals are not going to be able to make changes. We got to do it for
If
them.
there's no repercussions for behavior like this, what's going to stop these people?
And it happens. I mean, just last week, I also heard there was a kitten that some 18-year-old boy here, and I think it might have been Miami, put him in his microwave and then took the microwave and threw it over the top of his house to the ground. Now the kitten lived, but why would he stick it in a microwave and throw
They
it over
took
his
it
kid?
away from him?
Oh yeah, he got in trouble. But I don't know how
slap
much
on
trouble
the
they
wrist,
get.
generally,
Slap on
yeah.
the wrist, they're out
That's all
free,
that
they're
happens.
doing it again.
They often say when you see patterns like this with humans abusing
Oh, yeah,
animals, the
it
next
works.
step is
They
they're
work
going
their
to
way
hurt
up
a
the food
person.
chain, absolutely.
So there needs to be big punishments for this, and making your community aware that it is not okay to hurt or inflict pain on another living
Just
thing.
be stricter
and
laws,
you need
absolutely.
to report it. If you see any kind of abuse like this, you need to report any of this to your local authorities.
We want you guys to get more involved, and by doing that and making changes, you need to seriously contact us because we're here to do this show to educate others. Without this show, people just don't realize what's really happening.
Yep.
And we want to make sure that you go to info again at talktothepaw.tv and send us your videos, your questions. We want to help.
Okay, everybody, here's the exciting part. We have a beautiful pet adoption. He's a brown, long-haired Chihuahua, male. Some kids picked him up and turned him over to Pet Haven Rescue, and then we're going to show him to you right now. Can we see him?
Yeah,
I love
this
this part.
little guy.
Cute.
Hi, little
He's cross-eyed, if you
peanut.
really
He's
ask.
a little
He's adorable.
cross-eyed.
He is
The
cute.
kid said it took a couple hours to chase him in the streets
Can
of
you get a
a,
close-up of his face?
of a town in Royal Palm. And he's been rescued for about a week. And they haven't named him yet, I guess, because they're waiting to see if someone comes forward to him. And I believe the time is almost up in like 2 days. So
He is beautiful.
he's already neutered,
I think he's young.
microchipped, all his shots.
Under a year?
And if anybody's interested, please go to our email.
Hey,
Again,
buddy.
it's info at
talktothepaw.tv.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes.
And hopefully we can find him a good home. But it seems like
He's cute.
Jessica
he's
is really in
gorgeous.
love.
We may have
I
placed
have
him.
a
It's
thing
okay, buddy.
for little chihuahuas, so
We may have placed
he
him
might
already.
spend the night
Yeah.
at my
Sorry,
house
everybody.
tonight, temporarily.
He's adorable.
So, adopt me, adopt me.
So thank you for watching our show and make it a great day. Remember, they can't read or write, but they can sure multiply. So have your pet spare neutered. Good job.
There was.